One of my favorite stories is being in Paris. We were coming from the Folies Bergère, and I passed Goldenberger's store. It was a delicatessen and grocery and whatnot, and we went in to buy something. I don't speak French. My wife knew a couple of words of French, so she tried to speak to Mr. Goldenberg in French, and Mr. Goldenberg responded in English. We got to talking to Mr. Goldenberg. We found that he spoke French, Yiddish, and English. We were walking from his store back to the hotel, and there were two young couples standing on the corner, and they were having a discussion, and their hands were moving in the words. And one of them turned to me and in French asked me a question. I don't speak French, and I gave a look, and he wearing a kippah. I said, okay, that's the Bissel Yiddish? Yes, a little bit. So the little bit that I could recall and the little bit he could remember, we got together, and it resulted in a couple from the United States giving two Israeli couples direction to get around Paris in Yiddish. Now, that was the first incident. The second incident, we wanted to get a soup tureen, and we walked into the Grand Magasin, and no one would talk to us because my few words of French, they wouldn't acknowledge, my wife, and of course I didn't speak at all. I looked at the young lady behind the counter, and she was wearing a mezuzah. I said, that's Yiddish? Yes. And she gave us directions where to get and how to get our soup tureen in Yiddish. Now, that happened in Greece. And traveling around the world is Yiddish. Always the common language.